Hi, I'm Ray Notgrass, and I'd like to tell you about Exploring Economics from Notgrass Company. Why in the world would anyone want to study economics except that it's a requirement to graduate from high school? Well, Exploring Economics is tremendously relevant to your everyday lives. When your child is facing the summer or graduates from school and can't find a job, that's economics. When the factory where your husband works closes and he's out of a job, that's economics. When you finally get your paycheck and look at it and see all the deductions that are taken out before you even get to spend a penny, that's economics. Who or what is Dow Jones? What's gross about the domestic product? Exploring Economics explains all that. It's easy to approach economics with a lot of numbers and graphs and formulas. We don't approach it that way. Exploring Economics has the charts, it has the formulas, it has the graphs that you need. But the focus, the emphasis of the curriculum is on explaining the terms, understanding the concepts that the students will hear every day in the news, that they will read about, and will help them be better participants in our economy. The basic package of Exploring Economics includes 2 hardback full-color books. One is the book of lessons, 75 lessons for a semester, and the other book is called Making Choices, a collection of essays and original documents that the student reads as assignments after many of the lessons. Another aspect of Exploring Economics is the Student Review Pack. The Student Review book includes questions for reviewing each lesson, literary analysis of the books they read. The quiz and exam book has a quiz after every unit, every week, and an exam covering 5 units of material, and then the answer key for all that material. Exploring Economics offers a half-year credit for economics and also a half-year credit in English. And the English portion includes a weekly writing assignment or another kind of creative activity for the week, and also the reading of these 4 books that really make economics come alive and become personal. The student reads Silas Marner, a classic novel about what is real wealth. The book The Rise of Silas Lapham from the late 1800s, about how a man rises in success in his business and then falls as the markets affect him. We talk about the book Mover of Men and Mountains, an autobiography by a successful businessman. He and his wife decided that they were going to give 90% of their income and live on 10% of their income. And he was tremendously successful and helped and blessed a lot of people. And also the book The Travels of a T-Shirt in the Global Economy, a contemporary book that explains how our world economy works today. Let's look at the table of contents of Exploring Economics to explain the material that we cover. We start out with just an overview, quick overview of economics, and then we talk about God's economics. What does the Bible say about money, wealth? What has the church done in encountering issues of money and wealth throughout the centuries? We give a brief economic history of the United States up to current times, and then we talk about specific topics and issues in economics. Choice is a big part of studying economics. What does it mean to make choices? How do we choose various things in economic terms? We talk about markets, money, trade, business, and labor, the role of government in the economic system. We talk about how to measure the economy. And then we deal with specific economic issues such as healthcare, energy, the environment, agriculture. What's involved in those economic activities? And then the last unit is what we call me-conomics. What does this mean for me? What decisions does the individual need to make in planning out his economic life? Let's look at one particular unit, the unit that deals with markets, to see how the economy works. Every unit begins with a two-page introduction that summarizes what we're going to be talking about, lists the lessons, tells what books that they need to have, the options for the writing assignment, or two options for some other creative activity. When they are to begin reading a book, it is introduced in this introductory section. The first lesson talks about how markets work, how people put out their goods and services for people to purchase, what they do, what influences there are on the markets. At the end of each lesson, there's an assignment box that tells them when they are to read an essay or a document out of Making Choices, a reminder to read or continue reading their literature, to work on their project, either their essay or other project for the week, and to answer questions in the student review. The next lesson is about supply and demand. That's one of the basic essentials of understanding economics. How does it work? What is supply? What is demand? How they work together? Which comes first? What theories of economics address that? Again, there's an assignment box at the end of that lesson, and the document from Making Choices for this lesson is an interview with a refugee from the Soviet Union and what his experience was in coming out of the Soviet Union and the economic realities that he faced in both situations. Then we talk about price in the next lesson. Price is such a crucial factor in determining what happens in markets, what happens in economics. Again, the lesson explains how economics works. Again, the assignment box at the end of the lesson tells the student what to do in terms of following up on that lesson. Sometimes markets change. That's what we talk about in lesson 29. Markets change, stores close, businesses close. What does that mean? Changes in supply and demand take place. And then the last lesson in the unit talks about those times when markets fail, when things don't go right, and people are affected by that. And that makes a difference in people's practical everyday lives. The unit ends with another assignment box for that lesson, a reminder to answer the questions and take the quiz for that unit. It's a curriculum that really is exciting, that brings home the issues that we face, that helps us understand. It also can have practical benefit. We had a student tell us one time that he had studied exploring economics. He applied for a college scholarship. Part of the scholarship process was to sit for an interview with someone at the university. And the person at the university asked him questions about contemporary life, and he was able to answer those questions because he had studied exploring economics, and he got the scholarship. So that's a practical way that the curriculum can help your student to understand economics, to live well as a citizen of our country and of the world. If you want your dollars to make sense, exploring economics takes you there.